Everyone wants their business to do well and stay up in the air without much extra work. But nobody's willing to do the proverbial groundwork. It's like a saying we have in Austria: you don't start building an airplane by starting with its wings. You start at the center and you work yourself outwards till the wingtips. So let's see how to consistently generate high income as a coach to jet set through 2024 and beyond by using this Lego model of an airplane as a metaphor for your coaching business. So we'll start with the part all 6 and 7-figure coaching businesses have in common, and then later on you'll see what concept you can learn from the wings, the engines, and the most important ones, the wheels, the very mechanics that make you take off if you're new as a coach looking to get things rolling. In business, you get paid for the value you deliver, not the hours you work. Just like the airplane needs a stable body that the wings attach to, your business needs a well-defined end result that you deliver, that you can get paid for. That's the center point of your business. You can literally work for 12, 16 hours on your business and not get paid because you're not delivering an end result. At the same time, sometimes maybe you just work for an hour or two and you deliver an awesome end result. You get your perfect client on the phone and you just get the close and you make money. So this is a fundamental rethinking from, it's not about the hours, it's about the end result that you're delivering. Now, this kind of sucks in the beginning, but it's an awesome fundamental to systemize and later get paid automatically once the airplane is in the air and, so to speak, running on autopilot. So if you find a systemized approach to delivering results over and over again, and you're making it easier and easier for yourself to deliver that, that's where you win. So you can really see here the core body of our business, of our aircraft. It's not based on anything fancy. It's just boring old, what's the end result that I can deliver to my clients, and how fast can I deliver it, and how well can I deliver it, versus fancy sounding things like,
how fast can I go viral on the newest app?
Nobody cares about that. That means at this point, I want you to ask yourself, what is the end result that you deliver in one sentence? Is it, for example, more leads for other businesses, fitting into your favorite jeans for moms after pregnancy, more intimacy in relationship, less stress for managers? You need to be able to define your exact end result. Now, unpopular side opinion here, you don't necessarily need to monetize your passion or your primary skill. It's absolutely doable that you say, I'm going to take my primary skill, do some extra education around that, just so I can position myself with an end result that can make me money more easily. Let's say, for example, you're good with numbers and your passion is mathematics. You don't necessarily need to coach mathematics. You can take on extra education and turn yourself into a CFO and then sell that as a CFO service to big companies. Or let's say, for example, you're really good with people skills, you have a big friend circle, you don't necessarily need to coach that directly. You can also say, well, hey, let me teach team leadership to big companies. Sure, maybe you have to do some extra education, but at the end of the day, it will be worth it because it will be easy to monetize it. Now, this is also key if you're already active and your coaching business has kind of lost momentum. Revisit the basics. Is what you're doing still valuable? Is it still relevant? Is it packaged valuably and relevantly? And are your clients still 100% happy? Ask yourself that, just as a side note. Now, this matters very little unless you have a way to make the center part of your airplane actually fly, right? I want to tell you a story of Jason, a coach that I've been working with. He kept trying to think he's stupid because he couldn't get much work done during the day and only at night. And he said, maybe something is wrong with me and I just can't work when I'm supposed to, but then when I'm supposed to rest, my brain is all firing and I'm ready to crush and I'm ready to be creative. Am I just stupid? What's wrong with me? Well, here's what I have to say about that. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. It's a great sentence by Socrates. And that means know what times of the day you can work hard, what times of the day you're the most creative to write content and create a business setup that allows you to leverage that. People think they're stupid when in reality, the productivity is just not optimized. And that, my friend, is the wings part of the airplane. The wings is your work ethic that makes it fly. So I want to give you permission to work how you work most productively versus how everyone else tells you to work. And at the beginner stage, before your airplane is high up in the air, you need to compensate for your lack of experience with sheer volume. So might as well optimize those wings, aka your work ethic, so you can get that volume in as productively as possible and get your airplane up into the sky. Now this is also key if you've been at it for a while now and you're feeling getting burnt out, because there's a good chance that you're working the wrong way and at the wrong times, and that's what burns you out. Now as we're editing this video, hold on a second, Max, what if I have full-time family obligations and a full-time job? Know myself, I can't do that. Well, also there, ask yourself, when do you have the most peace of mind? Maybe in the evening when the kids have already gone to sleep. Or what are you doing during lunch break usually? I've never been a fan of lunch break because I only have 2 meals a day. I even know a client of mine, Jason, he literally had 2 30-minute calls during his lunch break and just closed 2K like that because he felt fired up and very social during lunch break and he didn't feel like eating. So know myself, know thyself absolutely still applies here. You just got to be a little bit more practical about things. Oops. That's it. Business is broken. Maybe this is a voodoo airplane. We lost both directions. Now, getting these pieces wrong is the reason why many coaches simply give up and never make their dream of flying high with their business. So I really want you to pay attention here. So there was a client of mine and he's making around 50K a month as a book writing coach. And he's used to that, making 50K roughly every single month. And he came to me one day completely in shock saying, Max, I don't know what's going on. We're making less money than the months before. Please help me. And I've had a look at it and I realized there was no leads being generated. He wasn't on any sales calls anymore, even though he was on sales calls every single month before very consistently. So I said, what happened? And he said, well, my appointment setter is on vacation. And it was very weird because he wasn't even aware of the consequences. He was busy implementing a new marketing campaign. And I said, of course, your business isn't going so well because you're missing the crucial pieces of your airplane. There's no engine thrust. So the big lesson here is nothing happens until a sale is made. It's a quote by Thomas Watson, the president of IBM, nothing happens until there's thrust being created by the airplane engines. So your airplane isn't going anywhere without sales and lead gen as your engines, okay? So I want you to see your leads as they fuel for your engines, who then turn that fuel into sales, which propel the airplane forward. Now, this also means why we generally recommend when you're getting started as a coach to start selling with high-ticket one-on-one coaching, because it's very easy for you to sell a high-ticket coaching for $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000 and therefore generate a lot of thrust that propels your business forward than you starting with a low-ticket video course that you're selling for $20 or even $200. And if you're saying, hold on a second, I'm not super confident if people can pay me that much money already, no problem. Get free test clients first. Start selling it for a reduced price and then slowly work yourself up. But this is absolutely crucial that you have a high ticket thrust system that really propels your airplane forward as quickly as possible, as opposed to just relying on some sort of low ticket or 50 or 25 bucks per hour type of offer. Now, how to get leads? This is a topic that I'm touching in greater detail on in other videos on this YouTube channel, but I want to touch on it a little bit. We call this the flywheel hybrid method. The flywheel hybrid method is basically the best and most economic fuel for your little airplane engines here, because it's based on organic and free leads. The way you're doing this is you're posting on your social media account. You only need a single account of your choice on the platform of your choice. You're posting specific content there that addresses people with buying power that have the problem that you can fix, right? Remember, the core part of your airplane is a problem that you fix, is one niche that you want to be operating in. And then once you attract these people, you get them in the DMs and you sell them either directly in the DMs or on the phone. We have structures and procedures for our clients that we give them. It's very easy. Even a nobody that has never sold anything before can absolutely make it work. So with the flywheel hybrid method as a fuel, you're gonna basically be on the economic engine mode and you have very, very good thrust for very little input. And the crazy thing is, anyone can make $5,000 to $20,000 a month without spending anything on ads, just by using the flywheel hybrid method next to their full-time job, next to their full-time family obligations. This is usually the way to go. Now, before we're getting into the wheels, which make things run with as little friction as possible, remember the Austrian saying that you don't start building an airplane by building its wingtips. Well, the wingtips are basically the fun parts, the little extra addition. A client of mine, Patrick McGibney, he literally writes around 80% of his content that makes him all the money with ChatGPT. Like, That's all he does. ChatGPT make an article about this, and he just adds the last 20% to give it a little bit of a personality. Now, before you open ChatGPT on a new tab here, oh cool, thank you for the quick tip, Max. Hold on a second and ask yourself why this is the wing tips and not the body of the airplane or the wings. Well, it's very simple. The minute you get away from fundamentals, whether it's proper technique, work ethic, or mental preparation, the bottom can fall out of your game, your schoolwork, your job, whatever you're doing. It's a great quote by Michael Jordan, and I agree. This means that the fancy little extra things like ChatGPT, growth hacks, going viral on the latest app, etc., they only really make sense when you have a strong foundation in place, an end result offer, the work ethic, an awesome lead gen and sales. But wait, hold on a second, there's something missing. The connection point between the ground and the air. The very thing that lets the airplane roll faster to take off. The very thing that allows for smooth landing should you ever come back down and then later take on a longer trip or pick up different passengers, aka, team members of yours. Well, learning is a daily thing. Wisdom, an endless pursuit. You never arrive, you never fill up, you never graduate. One of my all-time favorite quotes by Seneca. That means if you want to make your business run with as little friction as possible, you need to not only coach and deliver value, but you need to educate yourself and learn at the same time. We often get stuck just being in the teacher role, and we just kind of stop learning. It's like putting the handbrakes on the wheels and getting them stuck. You're gonna crash unless you have wheels that are spinning and you're continuously learning. I've made this mistake at every single waypoint of my business. Once I made my first couple K, I thought I'm the best. I don't need a mentor. Once I started making my first 6 figures a month, I'm the best. I don't need a mentor. And every single time it took me a couple months of then not being as good as I could until I realized, let me get that teacher that is even further. Even now we're making multiple 7 figures a year. I have coaches that make multiple 8 figures a year that are crushing it even more than me, from whom I so humbly learn. And that makes the wheel spin. That also means I can give you on YouTube the best possible value I can, because I take the lessons I soak up, I put them in the perspective of my niche and what I'm coaching, and I'm bringing it onto you. Same as what you want to do. Now, if you need air traffic control that tells you what to do with your plane, where to go, the best way to do it, that's what I do day in, day out for my clients. So if you want me to be your wingman, so to speak, then feel free to click the link in the description or the pinned comment down below. And if you want to know what to do when getting started on social media, watch this video and bon voyage.